Welcome to South Dakota HOSA's The Pulse. Today we sit down with Dr. Uhing, an OBGYN physician at Avera Health.
Hi everyone, I'm Molly Uhing, MD. I'm an OBGYN and I live in Sioux Falls, South Dakota currently. I grew up in Millbank, South Dakota, which is a town of about 4,000 people. And I decided I wanted to be an OBGYN when I was pretty young, like 10 years old. My mom got pregnant with my little brother and bought me a really scientific book on how babies were made and the science piece of what happened, and I was really interested in that, and I've always been thinking that this is what I'd want to do for my career since about 10 years old. So I'm an OBGYN, that stands for obstetrician gynecologist. An obstetrician is someone who takes care of pregnancies, so they help people get pregnant, they help do prenatal care while you're pregnant, and then they deliver babies either normally or by C-section or sometimes with forceps or vacuum. A gynecologist is someone who takes care of women's health problems, so things like period troubles, infertility like I stated, painful periods, heavy bleeding, and then kind of midlife changes, hormone changes, menopause things. The best part of my job is clearly delivering babies, because that's the most fun thing you could do in your life. But I also really enjoy the variety of my day. It's very fun to be able to be at the clinic seeing someone for prenatal care, then running to the hospital to deliver a baby, maybe then going to surgery. I like all the moving around. I like the quick changes, a lot of variety, and I really enjoy that. So I've doubted myself quite a bit, and I would say that I'm very grateful to have ended up in a job that I love, that thankfully I ended up being good at, and that's by the grace of God, because there were many days where I thought, what the heck am I doing? I probably went through some doubts in college, just thinking about going to medical school, and did I want to make that kind of sacrifice for time, for money? My friends were getting ready to get jobs and have salaries, and they were going to be traveling and having fun, and I was going to be studying really hard for 4 more years on top of the 4 years I'd already studied hard. So I had some temporary doubt there, but I couldn't figure out anything else I would rather do. So I went on, and then I would say the first and second years of medical school were really difficult for me. The bookwork was strenuous, it was long, it was tedious, lots of details, which is not a strong suit for me. And I got really ill my first year of medical school with mono, and my grandfather died, and it was a really rough time, and I had a lot of second thoughts, and thankfully I had some supportive friends, and the USD was really supportive of me, and I was able to kind of plug along until I got to the point where I was in my clinical years, and that was really fun because then we were caring for patients, so that kind of sealed the deal for me at that point. So I've been really lucky to have a great work-life balance. I say probably the most important thing is to marry well. So I have a really good supportive husband who helps out at home, and we share all our homework equally. We have 4 kids, and so we're busy with their activities, so that is a nice balance for my work. But I'm an exerciser, and I'm pretty regular in my exercise, and that helps to hit tennis balls at people. It helps relieve my stress relief. And I would say probably the important thing for me is just having a routine. Eating well, going to bed at the same time every day when I'm not on call, making sure I get to the gym on Saturday mornings, lots of outdoor time in the summer. Just sort of normal balance, making sure you don't work too much and making sure you don't play too much, and trying to strike that balance. And it's a constant struggle. There are times when I'm working way more than I should, and there are probably times where I'm not doing as much at the office as I should, and so you're kind of constantly trying to weigh it out. But regular sleep, a good spouse, and exercise has helped me. So my best advice to a high school student who wants to go to medical school and or go into obstetrics and gynecology is, number one, you have to work hard. You have to have good grades, but that really comes down to hard work. If it's something that you want to do and you're passionate about it, you can work hard enough to make it happen. So in everything you do, do it well, work hard at it, whether it's sports, whether it's band, whether it's your after school job bagging groceries. Like, just develop yourself a work ethic and you will get there. And then I guess the other thing I would say is, kind of keep your nose clean. It's a big part of medical school is just getting in. And so you're going to have to work hard in high school to get some scholarships to college. You're going to have to set yourself up in college in a position where your grades are good enough just to get to that interview. And so that's just a fact of life. You're going to have a 3.5 to a 4.0 to get an interview. But if you can get there, be able to be interesting, look people in the eye, have a good handshake, have something to talk about that's not school, have some life experiences that you can converse about, and make sure your heart is in the right spot. So good grades, hard work, and be interesting.